Welcome to our Surya Namaskara C, Sun Salutation C asana practice with a focus on saluting that inner sun, that soul and that heart and that inner divine presence that is within us all, that is there inside, and we're going to bring attention to it and honor it. Honor this divine presence, this extension of divine creator source that lives and breathes and animates through our own body and through this body temple. And we allow this embodiment of this divine presence to be a sacred embodiment. And so let's begin by breathing into that lower belly. And so as we inhale deeply in the lower belly, abdominal breathing, which if you are in your third trimester of pregnancy, you probably don't want to do deep breaths, but you can do gentle belly breaths. This is the natural way to breathe. It's the way babies breathe when they're born until they get afraid or have a trauma. And then human beings will start to breathe up in their chest, which activates the fight or flight and the stress hormones. So we want to drop that breathing and make it natural again for us to breathe into the belly as our natural rhythm of breath. And we'll be engaging our bandhas through this practice. So there's 3 bandhas. There's the Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor. We'll engage that gently and feel a lift. Uddiyana Bandha is this abdomen, engaging that gently and feeling a lift. And Jalandhara Bandha is the chin will come in a little bit and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And all 3, when we engage all 3, it's Mala Bandha. So we'll be engaging the bandhas through the practice. And I also invite you to honor yourself in this practice. We like to play the edge. So I like to use a rubber band. We're not going to be stretching out into a 10. We're also not going to be kind of the couch potato, eating potato chips and watching movies, which would be like a 1 or 2 or a 3. So go into that 5, 6, 7 range where you're feeling a little effort and we're stretching and bringing some toning and balance to the body. And anytime you need a break at any time, you can just stop. Come to a standing position, a seated position. You can even lay in Savasana. Stay on your mat, though. I invite you to stay on your mat for the practice. And if you can join us at any time, come back in. So let's begin by breathing into the belly, nice abdominal breaths, and closing our eyes and just checking in with ourselves. Just checking in with this physical body, this Annamaya Kosha, and noticing the physical being, any sensations, how does it feel? Breathing through the nose if possible. And shifting your awareness into the emotional body. Noticing the emotions, the emotional landscape. And with no judgment, and no need to push anything away or judge or make any emotions wrong. And we also want to stay out of the descriptive mode and bask into the felt sense of what is arising. Bring it on. And moving the attention inward to pratyahara, inner aliveness and inner sensations. You may feel that heart beating, that beautiful pulsation in the chest, expanding throughout the whole body. And any other type of sensations or aliveness or tingling inside the body. So we honor this soul presence, this heartfelt divine presence that lives and breathes within us. Taking this moment now to set an intention for yourself, stating it in the present moment and in the positive, and taking a few breaths to feel those emotions you feel. And letting that intention go with a this or better, this or better, this or better. Coming back to center. And let's do a couple rocks around the pelvis, just starting to warm up and get into the body and allowing the head to kind of move in with it. Gentle circles. Mindful, allowing yourself to stop at any time and massage a spot that might feel kind of good to massage. And coming back to center. And we're going to do a little twist. Let's do it with our legs out. So I'm going to take this left leg out, bring the right leg over. And I'm going to grab this right knee. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, a nice gentle twist, gazing out over the right shoulder. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twist. And release. And we'll go over to the other side, bringing the right leg out and bringing that left foot, the outside of the right leg, wrapping that right arm around the left leg, inhaling as you lengthen and exhaling, twist. And 2 more breaths. And coming back to center. Let's bring those feet into a butterfly, Baddha Konasana, wrapping the hands around it and opening up like a book. And allowing those knees and legs to begin to bounce up and down, your butterfly wings flapping. And just imagine that place of transformation, that inner sun we're going to salute in a moment, with that inner love, that inner light will be the catalyst for any outer transformations, just like with the butterfly. And slowing down your wings and bringing those knees and legs towards the earth best you can. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, forward fold. And find your forward fold and allow the head to come in and the back to round a little bit as you just take a few breaths into this beautiful forward fold, feeling those hip openers on both sides. You might see if you can hinge a little bit deeper in the hips. And inhale, coming up. Beautiful job. Let's come up to a standing position. We're going to move into mountain first. I'm going to move up to the short edge of the mat, but I prefer the mountain. Wanted to face you for a moment. So we're going to set up the foundation, hip width apart, two fists, perfect. And then with our mountain, we're going to use our loops to bring us into perfect alignment. And I love this because it brings our posture into alignment so that gravity doesn't pull us down as we age. So the first thing is our ankle loop, lifting the toes, feeling a lift of those arches, and then relaxing all those toes back down in the earth, feeling the weight balanced equally on both feet, balanced on the front, back, and both sides of the feet. And then shin loop, we're going to feel the calves engage, the gastrocnemius muscle, as the energy moves up the calves and down the shins. And we move into thigh loop. It begins right below the knees and moves up the front of the thigh. So we're going to feel the lift of the knees. We're going to feel those thighs engaged, relaxing the glute muscles, and then the energy goes back down the glutes and the hamstrings. And pelvic loop, I'm going to bring that pelvis to neutral. I always need to tuck that tailbone in slightly. I tend to have a little chronic lordotic tilt, so I've got to remember to tuck that tailbone under occasionally. Feeling a lift of the ribs, having the energy come all the way up in our shoulder loop right to between the lips, so it's going to bring the chin parallel to the floor. It moves back, feeling those shoulders move back. It goes down our back, so we're going to feel the shoulders drop away from the ears. Our wing bones are going to come together just a little as the chest opens. And then we have our skull loop from the center of the head, like a string pulling us up and feeling that spine lengthen and elongate. And there is our mountain pose. It's a very engaged pose when we're here using our bandhas. And then when we bring the arms up, we're going to come to front now. We're going to bring those arms up and bring them up. And then you can go into a little back bend. And then we're going to come down, giant angel wings or hands on the hips as you come down, right close to the body. You can come down to a block if you need to, or you can just bring the hands down onto the earth near the little toes and relaxing the head. And we're honoring the heart, and forward folds are beautiful places to go in. So diving into the heart and soul within you, and sending love and honoring energy towards your own inner being. As you engage those bandhas and breathe. And the next inhale, coming halfway up. Lengthening that spine out away from the body, and then exhale, coming down. And inhale up as you take this right leg back. You can bring, we're in sun salutation, so we're going to go parallel. And we're going to come right up into a high lunge. If you'd like to stay in a low lunge, you can do that, or you can come into this high lunge. And you can also drop your knee if you like. So there's some options, or you can just stay down low. And then we're going to take the left leg back. Both hands are firm. We're in our downward facing dog. Taking that tail and pointing it up towards the sky. Heels come down towards the mat and thighs are back. And let's engage those bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And on your next inhale, we're going to come up to a push-up position. You can drop your knees if you like. And come all the way down into chaturanga, bending the elbows, lowering the body nice and slowly. Slowly come all the way down. And when you get down, bringing the tops of the feet on the mat, hands are right by the shoulders, and we're going to press the pelvis into the floor. And inhaling, we're going to lift up the back, using those back muscles. Very little weight on the hands. Using the back muscles to lift you up. And engage those bandhas and breathe. And on the next inhale, lifting up, coming up into the table pose, curling those toes under, pushing into the hands, straightening the leg back into your downward facing dog. Tailbone sticking up, thighs back, heels coming down towards the earth. Taking a couple breaths here. Head is resting between both arms. The next inhale, lifting the head, lifting the heart, and walk or step or jump that right foot between the hands as we move into a high lunge, or you can go down to a low lunge, or you can keep the hands down on this side. Engaging those bandhas, engaging that back thigh, and breathe. One more breath. And exhaling those hands back down to the mat, bringing that back foot up to meet the front, resting the head down as you hinge down into a beautiful forward fold. Again, honoring that heart, that soul, that aware, awake, and alive presence that lives within you. It is you. It is also sustained by Creator Source. And inhale halfway up. Exhale down. And as you come up, we're going to hinge up. So we're going to lift the head first and the heart. Giant angel wings with the hands on the hips or the hands right in close to the body. Go into a nice back bend. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, coming down. Inhaling, lifting the head, and let's bring the right leg back. We're going to drop the right knee. We're going to move into some lunge rocks here. So we're going to begin by lunging and bringing those hips forward. Feeling a nice hip opener on that right side. Making any little micro movements. If you want to put a blanket under your knee, if you have knee issues, you can do that. Gentle movements. Keeping that breath flowing in the belly as we're really honoring our own heart and soul. Saluting to that which is within us, that sun inside of us. And hinging back as you straighten that front leg, maybe flex and extend that front foot, keeping the breath flowing. And lunging back and forth, noticing sensations and enjoying the sensations. And honoring that awareness, that presence. That inner intelligence that is aware of the sensation, that is embodied within us. finding your own pace and diving into your own experience, enjoying all the beautiful sensations of being embodied. And then coming back to center, let's take this left leg back and move into a nice table. Knees are under hips, wrists are under shoulders. And let's move into a cat-cow in our table pose. Inhaling into cow as you arch the back, stick the tail up, lift the head and the heart. Inhaling. Exhaling as you tuck that tailbone under, round the back. Head comes down, breathing at the thighs. Inhaling into your cow and exhaling into your cat. Finding your pace, enjoying the sensations, keeping the breath flowing, maybe adding some spontaneous movements. When I'm in cat, I love to bring the hips back and feel that stretch on my low back. You can move it back and forth, make some circles, just beginning to flow back and forth in your cat-cow, adding your own movements that feel good for you. Keeping the breath flowing, noticing sensation and honoring this inner aliveness within us. And coming back to center. And we're going to curl those toes under, push into the hands and the arms, and the knees as we move into our downward facing dog. Head is resting between the arms. And let's walk the dog, dropping one heel down as the opposite knee bends forward. Feeling a nice stretch in the calves. Keeping the breath flowing and enjoy the movements. Honoring the heart, the soul, the divine presence that has taken up residence within you, which animates the body. Coming back to center. Let's come into our push-up position, and let's do a few push-ups. You can either drop the knees or you can stay in a full push-up position. We're going to go into a few push-ups. So honoring where you're at, it may be just 1 or 2, it may be 10 or 15. Whatever it is for you, just feeling that strength in your arms. Strong arms. Yoga is about building flexibility, balance, and strength. Keeping the breath flowing. And when you're done and your arms are tired and you want to come down, just coming all the way down onto the earth and resting the head to one side or the other as you simply bask on the earth and invite the earth to send you healing energy and earth energy to support your body and your physical life. And being a sponge and just being in that receptive space to receive whatever the earth feels your physical body may need at this time. And at any time, you can turn your head the other direction. And taking some time to send the earth gratitude for this energy you're receiving now, for your home, your clothes, your car, your food, your beauty, and the playground that she allows you to dance and play within, the physical sustainer of your body, your physical body, the earth. And coming back to center, we're going to bring the arms out to the sides. Again, pressing the pelvis into the earth. And on your next inhale, raising the head, the heart, the feet, and the arms. You can be a bird or an airplane, soaring through the sky. And breathe. One more breath. And releasing down. And let's bring the hands right, the shoulders, and we're going to move into an up dog. That's what we're going to do in our next flow. So let's practice that. Hands are right below the shoulders, the elbows are in, and we're going to actually use the hand strength, the arm strength to push us up. Finding that beautiful back there using the arm strength. And my thighs are resting on the earth, but you can also have them lifted up above in your up dog, whichever feels good. Let's take 2 more breaths. On the next inhale, lifting the hips and back into downward facing dog. We're going to move into 3-legged dog. So we're going to take that right leg and we're going to kick it out behind us in 3-legged dog. Strong arms and balancing on that left leg. Let's bend that right knee if you want a little hip opener, or you can just stay in 3-legged dog and opening up the right hip. And breathe. One more breath. And releasing down. We're going to go into 3-legged dog on the other side, kicking that left leg out. 3-legged dog. If you like to move into that hip opener, you can bend that left knee, opening up to the left side body. And breathe. One more breath. And releasing that foot down. Beautiful job. Let's go into a little walking the dog again. Coming back to center. We're going to lift the head and the heart. We're going to take that right leg, walk, step, or jump that leg right in front between the hands, dropping the back knee. We're going to move into some lunge rocks on this side, opening up that left hip as we lunge forward. And stretching the back of the right leg. The foot can flex and extend. And just being in your own flow, finding your own rhythm, keeping the breath flowing, enjoying sensation, making any little spontaneous or micro movements that feel good. With every breath, honoring that inner sun, honoring the sacred embodiment, knowing that as we move consciously in the body, we become more and more embodied. Coming back to center. We're going to curl the back toes under. We're going to lift that back leg up. Take that back leg up to the front. Exhaling forward. Inhaling, lifting the head, lifting the heart, coming all the way back up. And we're going to do one more sun salutation to breath. Nice mountain with a back bend, coming down into our forward fold. And then inhale halfway up. We're just doing this to breath, so we're going to move a little bit faster. Exhale, coming down. Inhale into high lunge, bringing the right leg back, or low lunge. You can stay low and drop the knee. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale into up dog. Exhaling in down dog. Nice long deep breath. Inhale into lunge, bringing that right leg up. High or low lunge. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhaling into our Tadasana. Inhaling, lifting the head, lifting the heart, coming all the way back up, bringing the hands down right in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra. Resting them right here in your heart. Taking this moment to close your eyes. Maybe bring your feet a little further than hip width apart so you're real stable. If you want to come down to your knees, you can too. We'll go through a very short mini samadhi practice. Feeling the feet grounded into the earth, the body connected to the earth, the whole physical body supported. So noticing that physical body 360 degrees. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly to move into the pranamaya kosha. The energy body, prana. Honoring all those pranic systems of the body. The breath, the respiratory system, the meridian system, the nadi system, pranavayas, the chakra system. Part of you that is pure energy, life force, vitality, etheric. And moving into pratyahara, diving inward, noticing the sensations that have been churned up within you from doing that sun salutation. Dive in and notice. And bringing some extra attention to that sun inside of you, that soul, that light, that divine presence, that extension of the divine source that is your soul, that animates and embodies this sacred temple, that makes this temple sacred. The indwelling. Expanding out into the Manamaya Kosha, deeper inward and deeper out. And allowing yourself to bask in those emotional energies, that landscape. No judgment. Nothing's right or wrong, just is what it is. Feeling it all fully, bring it on. And diving even deeper into Vijnanamaya Kosha, we'll go into concentration, focusing our concentration into our heart, breathing into the belly. And releasing that concentration, and allow your consciousness to be awake, alert, and expand. Expand more deeper in, more deeply inside the sacred chambers of your heart, expanding outward to the infinite spaces, and allowing that pure conscious awareness to naturally take you into samadhi by grace. Your mind is silent and still. Everything has stopped, fully present, alert. Consciousness is expanding. Fully in touch with the self that is everywhere and everything. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly as you come back. Back into the prana body and then the physical body, feeling those feet rooted into the earth. And back to center. Beautiful job. Let's move into a chair pose. This is a really good one for skiers to tone up these quadriceps. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bend the knees and we're going to bring the butt back, almost like we're sitting in a chair. And then the arms come up. Try to keep those knees behind the feet. And engage those bandhas, and let's breathe. One more breath. And coming up. Beautiful job. I'd like to move into a balance, ego balance. And one of the ways we can move into ego balance is beginning in our chair. Ego, we're going to eventually bend those knees, but this is just one way to get into the ego, which I wanted to show you. And so we're going to start in chair. So we're going to bend the knees, bring the butt back like you're going to be sitting in your chair. Not going to bring the arms up yet. I'm going to bring all my weight and all my energy into this right standing leg. Then I'm going to take the left leg and I'm going to wrap it around. And if I can double wrap it so the foot is behind the calf of the knee, you can do that. And try to bring those knees to center. So I try to start to twist, get that foot behind. And so our left knee is over the right leg. So we're going to take the left arm under. So here's our left arm, and we're going to go under. Right. And bring those hands to center. Bring those knees more to center. Bring the elbows down a little bit and engage the bandhas and breathe. If you can't get your foot around like me right now, just let it hang. One more breath. Beautiful. Releasing the arms, releasing the leg, and coming back out. Beautiful job. It's a real fun way to get into your eagle because your knees are already bent. So let's bring the weight and the energy into the left standing leg. Feeling that rooted into the earth. I like to use the tree. Anytime I'm on a pose and on one leg, this is a tree trunk, and I feel those roots coming out of the feet and rooting deep into the earth. Oh, we're going to start by our chair. So let's go down to our chair. Stick it out a little bit, bend the knees. Now let's bring that energy over to the left leg. Let's take the right leg and bring it over the left. You can wrap the foot. That's great. If not, that's okay. So my right leg is on top. So my right arm is going to be underneath. And wrapping the hands till the palms are together and bring those elbows down. And breathe. Gauge the bandhas. Find a drishti. One more breath. And releasing the hands and coming back up. Beautiful job. And let's move into our standing yoga mudra. To bring ourselves down, we're going to clasp the hands behind us. We're going to begin to hinge at the hips, bringing the hands up. Head is coming down into a beautiful standing yoga mudra. And we get to honor that inner presence, that indweller, that inner sun, that vitalizing force that animates and keeps this body alive. One more breath. And on your exhale, bringing the hands down, coming down to the mat. And let's come up onto our knees. We're going to move into a camel pose. So the first thing I like to do is to tuck that tailbone under. And we bring the hands to the small of the back here, beside the lumbar vertebrae, and open up the chest and find your back bend, allowing the head to be in alignment with the spine. And then if you like, you can come down to the heels. A little trick that I really love is to bring those toes up, so the heels brings the heels up a little higher, and then moving that the hips back over the knees. Open heart, engage the bandhas, and breathe. One more breath. And coming up and moving into a nice child's pose. The arms can be outstretched or alongside the body. You can open up the knees, and we're going to take a few breaths here as we just rest in that inner sun, honoring and saluting that sun as our indweller, animating the body. Couple more breaths. Inhale, coming up. And let's come down onto our back. Knees up. Let's move into a nice little supine twist, taking that right leg out straight. coming up onto my side. I'm bringing the left leg over to the right, using that right hand to guide the left knee over. Taking my left hand out 90 degrees and turning my head to gaze out over the right fingertips and breathe in this nice deep twist. One more breath. And releasing the knee, coming back to center and switching legs. And take my left leg out straight, coming up onto that left side a little, right knee coming over to the left hand guiding that right knee over. Right arm out 90 degrees and turn the head to gaze out over the right fingertips. And breathe and relax into this nice deep twist. And coming back to center. Bring both knees up and let's bring those knees into the chest. Rocking back and forth. Keeping the breath flowing through the belly. Let's bring those feet together in Baddha Konasana, a Supta Baddha Konasana, supine butterfly. And pulling those feet gently in towards the body to open up both hips simultaneously. And breathe. One more breath here. Releasing those feet. Having the soles of the feet facing the sky, wrapping the hands around the outside edges and the knees out wide, even wider than the armpits, and just pulling the legs down, knees and everything towards the earth, and breathe. One more breath here. And then just releasing that pull and moving around a little and kicking around into your happy baby. Enjoying the stretches. Just having fun moving in your body in happy baby, just like you did when you were a baby. You may not remember, but you did. Most all babies do. Once they find their feet. This is one of the ways they embody these legs. Once they realize they have them. And then releasing those legs. Knees are up, feet are on the earth. We'll move into our releases. So we're going to move into hula first. This is going to release the lower back, the sacrum, the whole pelvic region. And we're going to keep everything flat on the earth. And I'm just going to be swiveling my hips. Nothing lifts up off the earth. So my right hip is going down towards my right heel. Left hip is coming towards the left armpit. And now I'm swiveling up. So the right hip is coming up towards the right armpit, and left hip is reaching down towards the left heel. And continue to just swivel those hips. Feel that sacrum, allowing those hips to swivel. Nice slow movements, breathing and enjoying sensation, really basking in the sensation. And coming back to center. Now we're going to do hip pointers. So we are going to lift one hip and one butt cheek up at a time. So I'm going to root the left butt cheek and hip into the earth and take that right hip and point it up towards the sky. So that right butt cheek is lifting up off the earth a little bit, and then resting the right and grounding that into the earth as I point and lift the left. And going back and forth into hip pointers. We're adding a little bit of a twist. Up and go back. Breathing and basking in sensations. Nice slow movements. And coming back to center, we're moving down the earth, supine. Moving into cat, I'm going to press the small of the back into the earth, tuck that tailbone under, flexion of the spine, and moving into my cow. I'm going to arch that spine up off the earth. The back may still be on the earth, but the spine is arched off, and sticking that tailbone in towards the earth. Extension of the spine, and moving back and forth. Cat, cow, flexion, extension. Nice slow movements, noticing sensation. Simple releases. And one more on each. And coming back to center. Beautiful job. And here we are. We're going to keep those knees up. We're going to bring the feet out to the wide edges of the mat. And we're going to drop one knee at a time in towards the center. And one more on each side. Coming back to center, we're walking those feet back together, knees are up. We're going to flop both knees over to one side, move into double knee drop. Lifting the top knee and bringing it over to the other side as the bottom knee comes and follows. And again on the other side, top knee comes over, the other side, bottom knee follows. Just flowing back and forth, side to side. If you like to bring both knees together, you can do that too. Whatever feels better for you. And one more on each side. And coming back to center. And let's bring those knees into the chest as we rock back and forth, releasing and relaxing all tension in the lower back. Doing any last movements you may need to do to be ready for our Savasana relaxation. If you need to get a blanket, an eye pillow, or something under your head, or socks on, I invite you to do that now. And we'll get real comfortable in our Savasana pose. And allowing the feet to be a little wider than hip width, flopping outward, the arms a little outside of the body, palms up, and allowing the whole body to sink deeply into the earth. Feel the muscles release, those glutes. All the muscles in the body. Feeling all the systems of the body relaxing deeper and deeper. Everything sinking deeper into the earth. Feeling the entire body 365 degrees. Every finger and toe, the back of the body, the front of the body relaxing deeper and deeper. The upper body relaxing, the lower body. The right side, the left. Feeling the body become heavier. All muscle holding released, relaxed. The mind is silent and still as you allow this time to integrate all the energies of this practice. We'll enter into a few moments of silence now for Savasana integration. Connecting deeply with your Atman, your indweller. And taking a nice deep breath into the belly. Beginning to come back into the body. Wiggling the fingers and the toes, stretching out the arms and legs. Bringing those knees into the chest, rocking back and forth, and rolling over to one side or the other. Taking the breath here. And coming up to a seated position. And taking this moment now to check in again with yourself, checking in with the physical. Just noticing being present to your own self. Being present to the emotional body. Whatever emotions are arising. And diving into Pratyahara. And you see inner alignments. Noticing any differences from when you checked in the beginning of practice. And bringing yourself back to that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. Again, let that intention go, whether this or better, this or better, this or better. And we'll conclude with a namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, peace, and truth. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.